Today we move on to chunk number 3 of my studio renovation. Pegboard wall! I love a good pegboard, not just because the visual organization titillates all the right parts of my brain, but also because I'm lazy, aka efficient. The reach and grab is a key technique. It's my best move. If you can do it without looking, even better. Look at the little toes. I'm sorry. So I have doubled my pegboard count from my previous studio because I've got space and IKEA pegboards are readily available and there is no one to stop me from expanding my pegboard wall until it covers the entire room. I'm gonna stop me, we're just doing 4. And thank my lucky stars, this project only requires 1 power tool use out of me, so I think I can accomplish it in a timely manner. Let's start by getting these hung up in exactly the right, precise, perfect place. Or something like that. Do these not come with actual screws to hang them up? Everything's fine. And then she realized she was hungry. Lunchtime.
1 hour later.
Oh God. That was a poor choice. Yeah, I should have moved all this first. Perfect. I marked where these things are.
Why?
So that I could then put this up and mark where these are supposed
Why
to
would
go.
you do that, baby?
It was very logical in my brain, but then we went to lunch.
Yeah.
And I forgot that I had done that. This is why. I don't know what this is why. Huzzah! First try! 1 down. Here we go. What you getting out of living? Hold the level. All right, this is great. This is fine. Theoretically, but it could be better and cuter and more whimsical. So I would very much like to embroider them somehow. I have actually been wanting to embroider these for a really long time now, like pre this house. So of course, I have months and months of ideas jammed in the backlog, which is why it's a good thing that this video is sponsored by Milanote. The creativity tornado returns. Hello! For some reason, any form of home improvement project just churns up all of these ideas and inspirations, how-tos and to-dos in my noggin, and they will just spin around in there endlessly if I don't find a way to get them out and get them organized. And Milanote is perfect for doing exactly that. When I started this studio renovation, I made myself a Milanote board for it. And this collection of thoughts and notes and photos was so helpful as I worked on it. Since this pegboard project is sort of a specific thing within the whole, I can add a board within this board specifically for this project. We've reached inception levels of organization, y'all. I've had rose mauling on the mind lately because, get ready for a super deep cut here, about 5 years ago or so, I went to Epcot and Disney World, and I went to the bathroom in Norway and laid mine eyes upon this beautiful piece of work. I love it. I want to recreate it in thread, but not on pegboards, that would be too much. I need room for the tools still. It is the base inspirational image though, so with that I could go nuts on rose mauling research, scattering photos throughout my mood board and easily linking articles and tutorials I found with the Milanote web clipper. I can add a link directly to the proper board without even leaving the page I'm on. So handy. Oh, and this was super helpful for me. Their color samples come up with a nice little name on them, but you can change that if you want. So once I matched the colors I liked to embroidery floss numbers, I could write those in so I don't forget which floss I'll need to buy more of. Then of course there's the organizational aspect of the pegboards. Does anyone else find it hilarious that I'm using online boards to organize my research for organizational boards? My brain is so happy, y'all. There are loads of tips and tricks floating around on the internet for this topic, so I could grab a few of my favorites and stick them on my mood board for easy reference. Then make myself a neat little to-do list for the whole project, ready to be checked off as I go, and wha-bam! I'm prepared to get stuff done. Milanote is not just super helpful for those of us who have tornado brain, it's also super fun to use. It turns organization into a creative endeavor. Best of all, it's available for free with no time limit. Sign up for Milanote today using the link in my description and have yourself a jolly good time getting organized and inspired. Now let's take all that neat and tidy research and go embroider some pegboards, shall we? I'm always hoping somebody will have already done the thing that I'm planning to do, like, in a pretty similar way. That way I can just, I don't know, just know that it works. So all of the embroidery on pegboards that I found when looking it up was either cross-stitch style, which does look really cool but is not quite what I'm going for, or was just like a simple line sort of thing to create words. Also really cute, also not really what I'm going for. Rose mulling has a lot of curves to it, so I don't know how well this is gonna work. It might not, but we're gonna try anyway. I think I need to do like stem stitch so I can basically go past the point that I want my curve to be and then come back up in the middle to create a curve, if that makes sense. If you know how to do stem stitch, you got me. But one thing I kind of very quickly realized looking at this is my plan to use tapestry wool is not a great one. Tapestry wool is not very thick compared to the size of these holes, so I think I should just use yarn. Oh look, we're next to my yarn drawer. It's like I planned it. I also actually have kind of the colors that I want, kind of. Yeah, that works, right? I'd like it to work because I already own these. Purple, green, and blue has definitely become the color palette of this room, which is not at all surprising to me because that has been my favorite color combination for as long as I can remember. I actually remember when I was a kid, I had like this dream bedroom idea that was like, well, I don't think I knew what they were called back then, but the lupines, I think that's how you pronounce it, in Iceland. It was kind of that themed. There was lots of greenery all over it, and I think there was a big sunken pillow-filled reading nook or a giant window seat or both. Big dreams, y'all. Yellow might be nice for some accents. What about that? She says, as though you can answer her right in the moment. How about that? We're gonna go with it. Hello. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Look at that butt. So I only want to do the 4 outer corners, so each board should just get like one little piece. I did really like the rose mulling style turtle that I found. So if I do that, then I can kinda, why am I doing it on top? It would be so much easier to do this underneath. Okay. So now I can kind of sketch an idea out. I think I'm just gonna have to wing it. I mean, this is a slight guideline. I have a slight idea. I kind of get from this that going from the corners is gonna be a lot harder than going from the top or the bottom. Like, that seems more conducive to the flowy nature of this style. So I'm gonna try something from the corner, and if it gets like problematic, if it's not working, I might switch to doing something across like the top instead. We'll see. All I can do is try. I experimented on the corner of one board trying to get the swirly look of rose mulling, and it really wasn't working for me. Using these offset oblong holes is already challenging enough. Doing it on the diagonal just adds to the confusion. Thanks, Mauve.
Hope you don't eat it.
So I I dumped that pretty fast in favor of doing centered pieces on the two top boards, which is very in line with some of the Norwegian pieces I've seen, like chair backs and the tops of furniture. I pretty quickly expanded my color palette too, just using anything I had in a decent color range, because all the examples I saw were very, very colorful. Lots of different colors mixed together, and I think that's part of the appeal of this style. I was totally winging it though, and it was kinda looking crabby by the end. I did my best to course correct, but we're gonna go with it. Good morning. It's still looking a little crabby. I do think I'm gonna leave it though, and go with it and try to copy it on the next one. I'll embrace the crabbiness, I guess. I do think this placement is the best choice actually, because these are actually pretty high up on the wall, so the most like unnecessary real estate, theoretically, is this upper portion. So I'm gonna try to replicate this on another board, which will be interesting because I couldn't even like replicate the same thing on each side. It's totally different stitches that make it up. Maybe I can make it less crabby on the second one. Eventually, I moved outside because we are having the most glorious weather. The puppy is over there living his best life in the sun. Of course, then I was immediately distracted by my potato and strawberry plants. Look at those blooms. The squirrels keep eating my baby strawberries, so I gotta find a way to keep them away. But the potatoes that were going bad in my kitchen are absolutely thriving out here in the dirt. Woot woot. Anyway, back to embroidery. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm embracing the crabbiness. I'm going with it. I think it's cute. I would, however, like to try putting something right here. This is the furthest away from where I'm sitting, so I think something on the bottom over here would be pretty good placement. Hello! And I really did like that turtle that I saw, so I'm gonna see if I can maybe make a turtle, because why not? This is such a weird position. Why am I sitting like this? It's working. Okay. That's a little giant. Don't come on now. Don't come on. Oh, there it is. My pies. Ooh. I feel like he needs little feet. Ow! Look at my little turtle. Okay, I think we can hang these back up. I made hand pies. Yesterday I made marmalade because I had kumquats, mandrinaquats, and grapefruit that were probably gonna go bad. But then I never actually really eat jam or marmalade or anything like that. I love to make it and then I never know what to do with it, but it's great for making little hand pies. Okay, so I've got quite an array right here. Hi, bud. Let's start with scissors. They can't overlap each other, or I simply won't use them. The delight of organizing your own space is admitting to yourself all of your own lazinesses and finding ways to counteract them. Like, you know, you might as well just own it. If you're too lazy to do a certain thing, make sure you don't have to do that thing. If this is not easy to hook my scissors back over here, I'll just toss them on the ironing board instead, and I own that. Okay, what about other stuff I reach for a lot? Tweezers. I'm so glad I got myself tweezers in here. I have found myself reaching for them all the time, and usually not being able to find them, so they're gonna go on the edge. So these are things that I don't reach for that much. They'll go there for now. I'm sure that'll change. Sewing machine needles. They've been in the little drawer forever, but it's starting to get crowded. So they're getting their own little container now. Y'all, the debates. Oh God. All of my keep it nearby presser feet. I'm gonna keep them nearby. I already don't like this. These are all of my novelty grab presser feet, which apparently are also gonna go pretty nearby. Crotch section, that's hard to say. Crotch, cross section. You never know when you'll need that. This is another one that has to be very easy to grab and put back up, because otherwise I will not do it. I'll just leave it somewhere. No, I gotta be able to grab it sitting down. Does it need to go here? Ugh, it does. All right, you're all getting moved. Oh God, everything's fine. Luckily for me, I do like asymmetry. I'm gonna move things so many times. This is what happened when I was setting up this whole room. I put everything in here and was like filming all the picturesque footage of me doing it, and then moved every single thing. So I just have hours of footage of me putting things in places where they did not end up staying. Yay! Is that a bad idea? I don't know, I like the look of that. Zippers! I like to display my zippers so they can openly mock me as I avoid using them. So I used to have all of my embroidery floss colors specifically for the Beauty and the Beast piece that I'm doing, hanging on my pegboard. And I think I'm gonna go back to that because it was kind of annoying to have to pull them off when I needed them, but it was also better to have them in one specific spot. Trying to keep the colors you've pre-chosen for a bunch of different embroidery projects in separate places can be a little messy. Oh, this is terrible for this. Never mind. Ooh, we could do like a little stair step. I mean, most of the colors have been used at this point, so they're in another weird stack. All the weird stacks, y'all. Kind of want this to be here as like a dump shelf. Just kind of a catch-all. I'm not gonna put anything in it right now, but I definitely will eventually. Yeah, dang it, rulers. I don't hate that. Can I use this? Oh, I could use that. I use this constantly. It has to be an easy grab. Where's my bag of bags? There it is. We're gonna do, whoop. Well, that immediately ruined that. I feel like this is a decent start. End for now, but you know, this is definitely gonna continue to change as I use it. I'm gonna fix my embroidery floss and then I'm calling it. Y'all remember the other day, by which I mean several weeks ago, when I broke my glasses in a video? It has turned into this whole fiasco. Not really, it's just I've always ordered really cheap glasses off of whatever website is doing really cheap glasses at the moment. Especially because for several years my prescription just kept changing all the time, so you know, who wants to spend a lot of money on that? But I've never had any trouble with it before, so I just ordered a new pair to replace the ones that I broke in the way I normally do. And they were so big. Like, I've never looked at the glasses size or like the measurement of anything before. They've always just basically fit me. But yeah, I got this pair in and put them on and I was like, these are like barely sitting on my face, and I make any slight movement and they're sliding off my face and wanting to fall off of me. But then because I've never had that problem before, I just like full on gaslighted myself for like a week straight and was like, no, you're imagining it. Your glasses have always slid down before. This is nothing new. Until finally one day I put on my old glasses again and I was like, oh, why are you trying to fool yourself? The new ones are absolutely way, way bigger. Why do we gaslight ourselves? I don't know. It's hilarious, I suppose. But yeah, I finally learned the term temple length, which is the length of this thing here and where it like hooks down behind your ear. So then I paid attention to that and ordered another pair of cheap glasses, and y'all, these are so small. I don't know what's happening. Like, on the one hand, I kind of like this because I could never do that with my glasses before without them like coming off my face. These things are on here. On the other hand, they are kind of pressing into my skull back here. So I have ordered yet another pair of glasses. And hopefully I will have finally found the Goldilocks of glasses. But it's just so weird to me that like for over a decade now, I've just been like selecting whichever pair was the cheapest, not looking at any measurements whatsoever, and they were always pretty much fine. And then all of a sudden, all of them are wrong. Anyway. Good story time. Done with that, and done with that. Yay! I do love this. I love a good pegboard, man. Have I said that yet? I love a good pegboard wall. It's all so within reach. Also, in particular, I think sewing supplies are really pretty. But I do have a couple more things that I want to get done in chunk number 3. So first of all, this is the new view. You know, the most common place that I'm sitting while filming, I think, is here. And I was kind of thinking I need something up here above this piece, some form of artwork or something. But tell me what you think, because now I'm debating, because this is really busy now. Does this need to be just plain and simple and open from a visual standpoint from you guys watching? Are you like, oh, that's so empty, put something over there? Or is it a blessed relief for your eyes? Now that we have all of this going on over here. I'll take your opinions on that one. But second of all, my doorknob arrived. So I know the room was kind of Mary Poppins inspired. Not really though, just lightly. The doorknob is Alice in Wonderland inspired, or ripped directly out of it. Y'all. It's the doorknob from Alice in Wonderland! I love things. I love creative, clever, beautiful, fun, whimsical, weird things.
You want to buy it? Here you go.
So, fun story. We went to install this super cool doorknob and looked closer at the entry door to my studio for the very first time, apparently, and there were problems. Many of them. And yes, I should have looked this closely at it while the guy who hung it up was here, but alas, I'm absolutely terrible with human beings face to face, and when somebody says they finished their work, I tend to take a quick glance at it, thank them profusely for their services, and end the interaction as rapidly as possible. So I failed to notice at the time that the door won't close, cause it hasn't been sized right. Yeah, my brain doesn't really wanna process this right now. Can you process that for me? And the hole for the doorknob is not in the right place. And there's no, like, mortise for the latch plate. And yeah, there's more too. You win some, you lose some, and I just lost this entire door. We're gonna have to buy a new one and find somebody else to install it. Hopefully properly this time. Whee! On the upside, Matt pointed out that I could replace the battery-powered LEDs that I stuck in my sun lamp with a flat ceiling light that properly wires into the switch. So once I found a way to stick that to the inside, my sun lamp is brighter and more stable and wired to the wall at last. Yay!
Lovely.
Well, that was fun. We're just gonna pretend that the doorknob was not a part of chunk number 3. It's getting rotated right into chunk number 4, along with an entirely new door, apparently. This is why I have trust issues. It's not, but it plays into it. You kind of just hope that when you hire a professional, they'll do a professional job. But I'm super pleased with this. The embroidery was fun. I really do like it in the end. I also kind of like that it's high up. You know when you finish something and you're like, I like this, but I don't necessarily want to stare at it all the time. Both can be true at once. Thanks for joining me for a quick and easy home improvement. I don't know if this really counts as home improvement, but it was part of my studio improvement. We've got 2 more main chunks to this studio improvement, renovation, makeover, whatever you want to call it. 2 more that are like, I'm legit definitely gonna do this. Next one up is tackling the closets. But I'm still recovering from using all the power tools on the previous chunk, so we're gonna take a little break before we get there. I'm just gonna leave my fabric in a pile in the guest room. It's fine. And y'all, I am in a strange place that does not usually happen for me, where I legitimately do not know what next week's video is going to be about. We are currently both equally in the dark. How exciting! See you then! What am I doing? I don't know.
Hello, when are you gonna get your butt?
Who's running water right now? Pegboards are something. Ooh, lordy. Look at that splooty booty.